Hi guys, welcome back. This is my tutorial on how to become Venus. So you just want to start off with regular foundation. Since she is human and not a vampire, she's more natural tone despite the fact she's a bit more goth. If you want to go up a shade in your foundation you can, but I'm already quite fair, so I'm just using a full coverage foundation to cover up any blemishes and flaws I may have. And I'm kind of just stippling it on, which kind of encourages a bit more coverage as well, rather than just smearing it on. And I'm just highlighting my cheekbone area with a concealer. Use whatever you'd like. I'll have the products in the description. Again, I'm just sculpting my face out, and then blending out those highlighted areas with a sponge, and then blending it all out with a nice powder. And then I'm using a bronzer to kind of warm up my complexion just a little bit. And then I'm just gonna sculpt my nose just a little bit. The end of my nose is a little wider, and I just wanted to thin it out just a little bit. Make sure you shade it in really well, or else it's gonna look totally overdone. And then blending is so important. Make sure everything is blended out perfectly. And then I'm just going to use a white eyeshadow base to kind of set everything and prep the eye before I move into anything else. So I'm starting out with just a regular black liner just on the top row, and then I kind of do a mini little wing on the end. And then I go into a black eyeshadow and tap that on top, and I kind of build it up onto the eyelid. Venus has a bit of a smoky eye. And then I go into this really kind of warm, bronzy kind of brown, and I put it over that black because it kind of softens it and also helps smoke out the eye color. And then I move it all the way up into the crease. The next color I use is within the crease, and it's kind of a burgundy color. She has a very warm eyeshadow palette there on her eyes, and so I want to complement that. I put a pinky tone highlight underneath my brow, but then once I'm done blending out the burgundy, I actually use whatever's left on my brush to kind of color what's under my brows, the highlighted area, because she really doesn't have that much highlight in those areas, so I wanted to soften it and warm it up. Alright, so I'm going back over with a black liner, and then I start using a liquid liner, and I do like a very small cat eye, nothing too crazy, but I just do it to make my eyes look a little larger. Then I actually use concealer to cover any mistakes and make the line look super straight and clean. Then I'm taking black powder and putting it underneath on the lower lash line, all the way into the corner to kind of frame out my eyes completely. Then I blend it out a little bit, and then I use liquid liner underneath my eyes and connect it with the wing. But I don't go all the way into the corner, I pretty much stop where the lash line ends on the bottom. And I add a little bit more powder to smoke it out a little bit more, but make sure you blend it, that way it doesn't look like a raccoon eye. And I actually go back in even after this and add more concealer. Concealer, 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 it's your makeup eraser. Now I'm I'm just using a lash primer. Helps nourish and prep the lashes before I put on the mascara. I use a rubber bristled mascara to help lengthen. And then I'll use either a bristle or a small lash mascara to add volume. So with her brows, they're actually fairly natural looking, quite thick, and yet they have a really beautiful arch to them. So I'm just complimenting that. I'm using a more taupey color right now, but I'm actually going to darken them after I shape them out. So the color I use is basically a very cool toned brown because she has black brows. You don't want to use black eyeshadow on your brows, it's going to be too intense. If you use too warm of a brown, it's going to look really offsetting, especially since she's more gothy. Alright, so I'm whitening out my lips, and then I'm using kind of a nude brown to line out my lips. I'm kind of overdrawing them a little bit just because Venus's lips are a little larger than mine. Okay, a lot larger than mine. I'm using multiple liners. You don't have to use multiple liners, you can use a plum color, and that would be fine. But I'm doing this to, this different kind of layering underneath the lipstick can add a new dimension to the lipstick that you put over. So over that I'm just putting a red one, but I'm putting it kind of lightly so it looks kind of pink. And I use a plum lipstick over it. And I'm making sure that I'm following the line that I created. Then I realize it's a bit too pink and grapey, so I actually go back over it with a more, I don't know, an indigo purple to kind of cool it off a little bit. And I put a little bit of highlight shimmer eyeshadow to add dimension to the lip and some lip gloss. And then I add a bit of shadow again. She has that iridescence to her lips and it makes them look a lot fuller as well. Then I just add a rosy kind of pink blush to my cheeks. And then that's pretty much it. So this is before Photoshop, before I edited my eyes and added the hair, and I fixed up the lighting a little bit. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more videos.